Hello from historic 4th Street here near downtown Reno, the old Lincoln Highway. The wonderful building behind me is Reno's oldest operating commercial structure, and we're going to go through it with the building's owner. This was built in 1901. 1901, 123 years before the date of this filming. And back in the day, this was one of the most important structures in Reno. So please come along with me today. We're going to take a look at the backstory and take a look at some really interesting features of this old building, including Reno's oldest operating freight elevator. If you've never seen this elevator, wait till you see this. So today I give you the Flanigan Warehouse here on the Reno You Know. Today, this timber and brick building is the home of Forever Yours Fine Furniture. And if you've not been in, they have some really cool offerings in here. If you're local, you should come check it out. They're a locally owned business, and I love supporting locally owned small businesses. And several pieces of furniture in my own home came from here. And of course, you'll be able to see all this once we go in. But first, let's check out the name behind all of this, Patrick L. Flanigan. Patrick L. Flanigan was born in 1858, before Lincoln was president, to immigrant parents from Ireland. He came to Nevada in 1877 from New York State as a 19-year-old, and he started work as a sheep herder, which would foreshadow the business empire that he would later create. He would eventually become one of the movers and shakers in Reno and one of its most prominent citizens. He built up a large empire centered around his sheep and cattle business, which at one time encompassed 60,000 acres across northern Nevada and California. At one time, he was reportedly the largest taxpayer in Washoe County. Patrick Flanigan served as the Nevada State Senator for Washoe County, and at one time he was the president of Reno Water, Land, and Light Company, and he was essentially one of Reno's early business moguls. And do you remember that video that I did of the 1910 fight of the century between Jack Johnson and Jim Jeffries? The stadium that was built to accommodate those 18,000 spectators was built on land owned by Patrick Flanigan. When I was researching this video, one of the guys down at the warehouse told me that one day the great-granddaughter of Patrick Flanigan came in and related a few stories, and she mentioned the town of Flanigan, Nevada. Wait, Flanigan, Nevada? Never heard of it. Well, it was and is a real place. So anyway, I was doing some reading about this ghost town of Flanigan, Nevada, and I just had to go out and see it. And today I've got with me my good friends Brad and Paul. Now you guys have never been out to Flanigan before, have you?
Never heard of it.
Fish Springs.
Yeah, I'd never heard of it before myself. So the story goes that in 1909, the Western Pacific Railroad was laying track between Oakland, California and Salt Lake City, and they needed to clear the right-of-way in the sparsely populated area between Honey Lake Valley in California and Pyramid Lake in Nevada. And one of the guys whose property needed to be crossed was Patrick Flanigan. So in exchange for the railroad using his property or granting them the right-of-way, they named a station in his honor, Flanigan Station, and this was only 5 miles into Nevada from the California state line. All right, so this is the Flanigan town site just past the northern end of Pyramid Lake. The Western Pacific only kept a station here for a short time, and then in 1911 the station was left unmanned, and this pretty much just became a pass-through point. Then the Southern Pacific came through, and the Southern Pacific really had more to do with Flanigan becoming an actual place. The Southern Pacific started to lay track from Fernley, Nevada up to Susanville, California, and from there up to Westwood, California. In order to do that, they had to come through the Flanigan town site and cross the Western Pacific tracks, so an intersection of the tracks was installed in 1913. Shortly after the Southern Pacific's arrival, plans were made to upgrade the location from a manned station into a small community. One of the main contributing factors for this was the agricultural boom that the Honey Lake Valley in California was experiencing due to the ongoing installation of irrigation lines. This and the fact that the two railroads intersected here made a couple of individuals become land speculators, and a plat for the town was drawn up and filed with Washoe County in July of 1913. The concept for the town was that it would be the transportation and commercial center of the large surrounding agricultural district. The original plan for the town included 900 lots for homes and businesses. There would be a school, a library, a hotel, and eventually a post office in 1914, the same year that Flanigan was even named as a voting precinct. Telephone service was installed in 1915. It was envisioned that Flanigan would become a major railroad center, kind of on the level of what was in Sparks, Nevada, or even Roseville, California. And several railroad buildings were erected here at the town site. But growth for the town to succeed did not follow, and interest to continue trying to create a viable community here slowly drifted away. The town's population probably never numbered more than 50 souls, and other accounts have it at a couple of hundred, mostly railroad workers and their families. Water was always a problem because nothing potable was ever brought out of the wells in the area, and all of the water had to be brought in on the trains and stored in cisterns. In the 1950s, the railroads started to consolidate their operations, concentrating on larger stations and markets and letting smaller stops like Flanigan go. The post office closed in 1961, and the remaining store, which was the center of what was left of life in Flanigan, burned down in 1969. The owners of the land in the town site in the 1980s had a unique plan, and I like the spirit of it. They wanted to sell lots and market them as for $200 to $300, own a lot in an authentic Nevada ghost town for the man or woman that has everything. Then they sought to give away free lots to some celebrities like Clint Eastwood and John Wayne, so that actual purchasers of the lots could claim that they had famous neighbors. And unfortunately, they ran into a snag in that there was a law or some rules that said the municipal improvements needed to be made in order to sell lots. Streets had to be put in, and sewer lines and power and gas lines, and none of that made financial sense because these were essentially just novelty lots. So none of that ever transpired. And what remaining buildings there were here were unfortunately lost in a brush fire in 1985. So this is what is probably the remains of the flagpole for the old school. And we think that the school foundation is right here. Cement, and there's a lot of wood and glass and metal left on the town site here. And over here should be the remains of the general store that burned down in 1969. There's a lot of cool colors in the floor here. All right, so this is the actual old intersection of the Western Pacific and Southern Pacific tracks, which is the reason for one of the main reasons for Flanigan's existence. The old, you have to kind of disregard the modern tracks up there, but the old Southern Pacific tracks came right straight through here, this tan area. That's the old railroad bed. It would have intersected right here. And follow me around here, Paul. And the tracks would have headed right down the old railroad bed down into the distance there, and those will eventually wind past Pyramid Lake. Well, they did wind past Pyramid Lake, and they're all pulled up now. I believe they were pulled up in 1971, and they would have ended up in Fernley, Nevada. All right, are you ready to see some cool stuff? This is the Flanigan Warehouse, and it's the last physical reminder of Patrick Flanigan's influence and his business holdings. He had this building built in 1901, primarily to store wool and other accoutrements of his sheep and cattle business. At the time, this was the largest covered space in the entire state of Nevada. It was also built way out on 4th Street, which provoked some comments from other downtown business people. But Flanigan needed rail service to supply his warehouse, so this is probably why he chose the location that he did, which today is not so far out of downtown. This warehouse could accommodate 2 million pounds of wool, and he would have it stored here until he liked the prices in a fluctuating market. When he found that he could sell for a good price, he was able to load up freight cars right on the side of the building and quickly get product out into the market across the country. At one time, Patrick Flanigan was controlling the majority of the wool produced in Northern California and in the state of Nevada. Towards the end of his life, Patrick Flanigan had to endure some severe financial pains and even faced foreclosure of this building in 1914. He also struggled with some health issues and for a time relocated to Hawaii for the climate, but that didn't help. So when he returned to San Francisco in 1920, he passed away, and his body was returned to Reno for services and burial. And if you stay with me to the end of this video, we will go and visit his final resting place.
Okay. Oh.
Hey, Ed.
Yeah, hey, what's up? Hey,
Steve with the Reno, you know. How you doing?
Good, good.
I appreciate you showing us around today.
Yeah, it's great to see you. Yeah.
And JT and Barry, we just want to wave at you. How's it going? Really super cool folks that work here. But you are the owner here, right?
Yes.
And when did you purchase this building?
We grabbed the building in 1998.
98.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. And I was right next door at 601.
Oh,
Yeah.
This direction, really?
Right.
And so you had the furniture business there?
Yeah, I've been on the street 40 years.
Oh my
I've had
gosh.
3 locations on the street, and this one the last 25 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, are you from Reno?
No, but I've been in the area 50 years. Yeah,
Cool. I detect some East Coast in your voice.
Yeah,
am I right?
I got a little, I come from Philadelphia area, Bucks County.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. Well, I've got a big story that we're going to do on this building. Not only the building, but Patrick Flanigan and the little town that was named after him.
Yep, I'm aware of that town.
What can you show us here with this fabulous building?
Yeah, well, I'll just walk you around. It's it was a real hub for commerce.
Yeah.
So it started out where they did commercial storage for people. The train came in the alleyway over there. They loaded it up. It went out. Well, with mostly wool from the sheep.
Yes.
Yeah, which was.
I have a photograph that actually has an image of one of the railroad cars right on the side of the building. I'll put that up on the video.
Oh,
here.
that's great.
Yeah,
that's great. Yeah. Yep.
We'll look at that loading dock too.
Yeah. So we can actually go outside to the loading dock if we
Sure.
went through the door somehow. It's Flanigan Building. It's pretty much the way it looked, 100 years ago, 100 plus.
It was built in 1901.
Yep, and it opened in 1902, I believe. Yeah, and it's all brick, a lot of timber, big timber. We came in here, it was kind of a little rough, but it was Flanigan hardware for years and years.
That's what I understand. It was kind of a building supply,
Right,
home
right.
improvement, maybe an early Home Depot kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
And 4th Street is kind of the hub of the people that first came to town. It was a commerce district, really.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's the oldest part of town here.
Absolutely. There were a lot of stores. And,
there were stores,
yeah.
and there's history behind every building.
Absolutely.
As well as this one.
I'll get to them.
Yeah.
Yours first.
Okay. Okay. Well, the elevator, we could have a gander in there.
Oh yes, this elevator is fantastic.
Let's do a little door stop.
Now, how old is the elevator?
The elevator is 1917.
1917?
So it was added.
Okay.
It was added, and it's 3 floors. Yeah, and we can go, and there's
and
a basement. Do you want to see the basement?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No, it's a clutter.
So
It's an old.
So Scott, take a look at this. This is how you start it.
You jerk the. Okay. On, ready, go. Come on down, baby.
1917.
Oh, forget that. Don't shoot that picture. So keep some customer stuff down here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there we go. But the basement was added when they added the elevator, so it wasn't here originally.
Oh really?
Yeah. Is what I'm told. Yeah.
They dug it out, huh?
They made it deeper, right?
Oh
they
my
made
gosh.
it deeper, and you know. There's your old dirt.
Oh, there's the
there's
kind of
all the pipes and
foundational.
yeah. So that's what it started out as, but then they added. At one point, they added the basement.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
You have a flashlight?
I do upstairs. At one time, there was a when it was Flanigan Hardware, there was a door manufacturing company down here for fire doors and things
Really?
like that. So
A
there's
separate-
actually
a
a
separate
separate
business was
business down here. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So
Yeah.
that would have been their entrance there, I would assume.
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
worked in coordination with Flanigan Hardware.
There you go.
Yeah, and Flanigan Hardware was really kind of an oddball hardware store. They had everything that nobody else had. I mean, people came here. There's a building behind this called the Sack Building. They had cement and all, things people couldn't get anywhere else for building.
Okay.
They seemed to have it.
They
yeah.
came here, huh?
Yeah, right.
Nice.
I mean, between that and commercial hardware, they were really, everything you could want back in those days. was
Gotcha.
Right here in a 2-block radius.
Nice.
Yep.
I love that you pull the cable to get it going.
Yep.
Now there's the motor for this is up top.
Right. There's a big giant, wheel that turns everything.
Would we be able to see that?
Yeah, we
Oh,
can have a
perfect.
gander at it. Yeah. We'll go up to the 3rd floor next,
Okie
and
doke.
then we'll work our way back down. Yeah.
Nice.
This has an automatic stop. You can hit, and it stops automatic.
Now if you ever have a problem with the elevator from 1917, who do you go to for repairs?
There's a couple old timers around.
Really?
Yeah. And there's the elevator company we use, which is Silver State.
Okay.
The dad, who's been around a long time, is used to these old Otis elevators. So they were pretty numerous in the old days.
Hopefully
Yeah.
he's around for a long time.
Yeah.
One of the things that really captivates me about this building are these timbers.
Yeah. Well, obviously they're old growth timbers from the
Yeah.
from the early days. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. And
And now,
that's
do they go all the way through down into the 1st floor, or is it by floor that they support?
I think they brace them like that.
Yeah.
They tee them off. I think it's teed off down there. But that's a good question. I'm not really sure the answer to that. I know that we have the firemen come here to run. They bring their recruits here to show them a Class C building, which is an all-wood building like this.
Okay.
So they do. They do the recruits. They run them through here to discuss strategy if there was a fire.
Right.
For
Okay.
this type of building. So,
Cool.
yeah.
Cool.
And it's a very. I mean, the structure. I saw similar structure down at an old Italian winery down in Northern California. One of the famous ones. I can't even think of it now. Not Sebastopol, but anyway, the same structure with the T's on top of big timber and stuff like that. That's a common building technique for back in the turn of the century.
Nice.
Yeah.
And back when this was operational in the early 20th century, they stored wool up here, right?
Yeah, they put the wool up here and the supplies. The 2nd floor was mostly storage.
Okay.
when I came in here. And in fact, there was shelving, and you know, I cleaned it all out.
Nice.
And repurposed it.
And I guess when they stored 2 million pounds of wool up here, and it came up on the elevator, and then they would throw it down.
Right.
There was a chute or a.
There was a chute. I'll show you that where that was.
Well, let's
let's
take a
walk
look.
over that way. So
Wonder what it smelled like in here with 2 million pounds of wool.
I'm sure.
Still animal products.
Earthy, that's for sure. So the chute was right here.
Oh, really?
Which is now our back stairs, but it was half stairs and half sliding chute.
Okay, so they would just
throw it down.
Send the wool down there.
And there's a loading dock right to the left down there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And also they could take it out to that side for the railroad cars.
Right. We can show that downstairs.
Very nice.
Yeah. So these walls, I've put these walls in and you know, created a closed space.
Gotcha.
Before it went all the way into the eaves. So it was a bit different, yeah. This was the old offices for Flanigan Hardware, right?
Hardware, okay.
Which was Vern Segali was the owner. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Well, looks like he put in a popcorn ceiling. That's not original.
Yeah, right. That went in. Well, these were, you know, this was heated, and this is where the secretaries were, and the bookkeeping and all that stuff was up here.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Mr. Segali, just so you know, Mr. Segali's office was over here, and he was a great game hunter. He was had a real thing for going to Africa.
Wow.
So there were all kinds of animal heads around here. There was a white tiger. This was his office. You'd go into his office, his desk would be here, and behind he had like zebra skins and, you know, mounted buffalo heads. Yeah. So again, we just opened everything up, just made it flow, added doorways and took the doorways and widened them for the most part.
You got to make it yours.
Yeah, and we took the brick. We sandblasted all the brick.
Okay.
And reconditioned the brick to make it.
And that's one of the old loading doors, right?
That's
there.
That's on the west side.
Okay.
But the train came in on the east side. So today we're, you know, one of Reno's most unique furniture stores.
I concur.
Yeah.
I've gotten several pieces of furniture here. The desk that I do my video editing on, I got here, and our dining room set we got here. So we're
okay. Well, these doors are the ones that go out to the dock.
Okay,
there's a big loading dock there
for the railroad dock.
Right. Maybe we can go out another door, but these are pretty much blocked up.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, so we're going to leave it that way. But I don't know what was going on here. There was, you know, left a lot of the character here. That's like a pulley. You can see the chain hanging there.
Oh, yeah.
Some kind of slide. You know, maybe, who knows? Next door used to be the kind of the meat district for the cows and the slaughterhouse and all that.
Well, before we move on, is this a hearse, Ed?
Yeah, that's a hearse.
That's unbelievable.
That's a hearse that was... could be on a boogie board or on a sled. Right now, it's on the sled.
On a sled?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I can't believe this shit.
That would go perfectly in my home Halloween hunt.
I tried to sell it a couple times on YouTube, or not YouTube, but eBay at Halloween. I've had a couple bites over the years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's from French Quebec. We found it in Pennsylvania 50 years ago. And a friend of mine restored it, and it's been kind of an oddball attraction here for the last 20 years.
This is why this store is so much better than the big box stores. that is so incredible. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the curtains are wood. A really amazing thing, and you can see the French influence.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and
how many square feet is this building, Ed?
It was advertised as 35,000 square feet, and I think that includes the basement.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And then there's a 3,500 or about 3,000 square foot building behind, which is the old Sack Warehouse. And there's the underneath of the elevator.
Yeah.
There it goes. Woo-hoo.
You got the counterweights right here.
One time I had a guy who wanted to buy it.
Buy the elevator?
Buy the elevator and replace it, and he was going to use it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
How would you get something like this out of here?
Oh, geez, it'd be a big project.
Yeah. Yes. Wow. So do you have to have this elevator inspected?
Yeah, it just had its annual inspection right there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Nice. Now this is a Otis elevator?
It's an old Otis. It's old school, without a doubt. And it's not very California friendly.
No.
But it still works for Nevada.
Heck
luckily.
yeah, it does. Ready? Oh my gosh.
Let's get some of this junk out of the way.
Look at that.
That is the engine. Watch your head.
Yeah. You got it?
I should have brought a flashlight with us. Yeah.
There should be enough light with the,
Yeah.
the window. Wow, so can I go around this side?
Yeah. It's all good.
Not the best room for tall guys.
No, not a tall guy room.
This must be the original motor.
This is it. Yeah, this is old school.
Otis Elevator Company, machine number 154395. Is there a date on there?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't see one, but that is super cool. Oh man.
Yeah.
So does this need periodic maintenance?
Yeah, we keep it. I've had the rope replaced and things like that over the years.
Nice.
So whatever the mechanics say.
And so that cable that you pull to get it going, where does that hook in
That
here?
ties into. I'm not sure.
Huh.
Obviously, it's not that. That's the pulley.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe right there. That's where it goes.
Oh, over here. Okay.
Yeah, that one.
Cool.
Yep, behind you, it's coming across.
Oh, I
there.
see. I see. Yep, right behind
Yep,
me.
that's the cable. Yeah. Yep, that's the power box. It's
That is super cool.
Yep. You want to go on the roof for any
Sure.
reason?
Heck yeah.
Be a little bit of a squeeze job, but it's gives you a good look at the old town here.
We are on the roof of the Flanigan Warehouse. How cool.
One of the reasons I wanted to show you, because that building there, the Olympia Beer Building,
Yes.
which is the Moby, that building's from 1917. And that building has undergone massive remodeling. This building originally was sold to the city, and they wanted to make it a homeless center.
Really?
But it wouldn't pass code for a homeless center.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was a blessing.
Yeah.
So then Biglieri, Clyde, who was a great guy, his daughter was married to Segali's son, Jack. Okay. So there was a connection there. So he approached us, and I had luck with SBA loans over the years. And an owner-occupied is a good angle for an SBA loan.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so we were able to pull it off when we bought the building.
Perfect.
And that's how we got it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's, when we first came in here, it didn't have any windows. It only had fiberglass up top.
Really? Okay.
So this was a cold room.
Oh, I bet you.
Yeah. So we put windows in, we put heaters in, took all the shelving down. Also, the floor was all dilapidated. There was holes in the floor and everything. So it just happened the shelving was built by the same wood.
Really?
So we took the shelving wood and repaired the floor.
Repaired the floor. Nice.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Ed, this is where the railroad spur came up, I believe, right here, and the loading docks. Let's take a look at this.
Right. This is why it was a commercial storage building.
Okay.
They warehoused for people back in 1902, 1906.
Right.
And then they loaded it up on the trains, and away it went.
Nice.
Yeah. And wool was the main ingredient.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
As
How heavy is that? I don't know. Wool. That's, you would think it'd be pretty light, but
I think if it's packed densely,
yeah,
it could be quite heavy.
I bet you. So the railroad tracks came right down this area
Right
here.
down here, right.
And when were they pulled up? When were the tracks pulled up? Do you know?
I think in the 1970s.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were here for a long time.
Oh my gosh! And
Yeah.
where did they connect out there? Do you know where it joined up with the main railroad?
Well, there's still remnants of railroads cutting through this area of town.
I've seen some of those. Yeah.
So it was just part of that network, I think. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, just service the industrial area here.
Yeah. Well, can you imagine all the activity back in the
must have
day
been,
on these
yeah,
loading
busy.
docks?
Right. Really busy.
Very cool. And so and some of these doorways have been bricked up over the years. Yeah,
they've been closed up. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then it just goes on. There's an old tunnel over here, a couple of them.
A tunnel under here?
Yeah, over there.
I'm sure that's not a bomb shelter.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. These things.
Holy cats. That's deep.
Yeah, no, it's down there. There's a tunnel down there.
Now I've read there is a tunnel system in downtown Reno that links a number of properties. Is this part of this?
I have no idea.
Really?
No idea.
Do we know where this goes?
No. I have. What's that called? A spinkle shanker or something?
Yeah.
The guys that go in tunnels.
Yeah. Oh, spelunker.
A spelunker. Yeah. There you go. Thank you.
Haven't done that. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, that is super cool. Maybe it had something to do with the meat packing facility that was here, right?
This was the freezer here. This was the ice house.
Okay.
And then this was the rendering house here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was part of the meat processing?
This was all the meat processing, right.
Okay. Now, you were telling me before, Ed, that you used to own this
owned,
building?
Yeah, for about 3 years.
3 years? Okay.
Me and another investor bought this building and took the back of our property and attached it to the building. And then it went through another owner, and then the next owner redid it, which it needed. It needed somebody that loved old buildings, and that was the right person.
Wasn't this vacant for a number of years?
It was vacant for a number of years.
Yeah, okay.
It was an old paint place, and and also Resco Restaurant Supplies.
Oh, Resco was here, huh?
It was here at one time.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love the Olympia beer.
That's original. That guy had that. Somebody came in and touched it up.
Touched it up, and that's the original.
Yeah. When I had it, there was a billboard up there. Yeah.
But
and I put my store on the billboard.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So.
But that billboard just covered that old mural.
You're right.
Okay, and so when the billboard
so
came
when
down,
the billboard came down, the mural was there. But it's refreshed now.
That's a favorite of many locals.
Yeah.
That old mural. That is super cool.
So
and it's great to see that building being repurposed. And reused
well, it shows
now.
you what you can do with old buildings.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you don't have to tear them down. The gentleman also bought the old TV station there. That's on the left. That's old.
The gray building?
Yeah, that was the TV station was there once.
Wasn't that KOLO?
Yeah,
I think
Channel 8.
Channel 8. Yeah. Okay.
That was there once.
I must confess, 10, 15 years ago, when that gate wasn't gate wasn't up, we came up here and did a band photo.
On the bricks and stuff?
Next to the bricks right here, next to this old building. We made the back of our CD.
Yeah, great. Yeah, you weren't alone. Other people came through here.
Oh,
there's been a lot of photo shoots here.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Yeah. The dock numbers?
Yeah, probably dock numbers, yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, I never picked up on that.
Yeah.
There's another one up there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're still...
For used when they were staging the materials, whatever they were shipping out.
Right.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right, we can lock this back up. I've seen old photographs. This used to have a big old wooden porch.
It had
porch
a porch
is
some, yeah.
Not a great description on it, but an overhang.
Right.
And,
it did. Yeah.
That all went away over the years.
Right. When we bought it, that was long gone.
That was long gone at that point. Yeah.
Yeah. I added one thing. I'll show you one thing I added.
Sure.
I'm kind of proud of it because I saved this barn door for 40 years.
Oh my gosh.
And I never knew what I was going to do with it exactly. But like in 1970s, I moved to Tahoe and I had a furniture store up there. And we had a friend that had a friend with a barn in Goose Lake up by Alturas.
Okay.
And we went up there and tore the barn down. And I saved all the barn pieces. So this was another like loading dock door, but I barnwooded it up.
You can still see the red from the barn.
Yeah. So I was pretty proud. I found
that's a good use
for that old door. Yeah, I was pretty proud of that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
It looks original too.
It does, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah.
Yep.
Could have fooled me.
This building I have a picture of up on my counter because when I owned it, we taped it to the counter there. It's still there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. The old building, what it looked like in 1917. Yeah. So
Sweet.
Anyway, they did a great job.
Yeah.
Now it's adjacent to our building and our property, so it really rejuvenates the whole area.
This is a great part of 4th Street.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. We came up with that name, Flanigan Square.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, because it's a big square block of city here.
Heck yeah.
And Mr. Flanigan started it.
Yes, he did. So this is the old original safe from the building, right?
Yep.
Cool. Is it hung up on the...
There,
there it is.
There's a better view.
Nice. Parcells Safe Company, San Francisco, California.
This is where they kept the money.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh.
In the old days, they were their own bank.
Do you know the combination? I asked
I do
everybody.
have the combination.
Do you?
Yeah.
It still works.
It's a friend's wife's birthday, which I can't remember at the moment, but I have access to.
That is cool. So I used to stack up the money in here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. The $500,000 I found here when I moved in, I put it away.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. Good on you.
There's the old. That's what was here. Phone books.
Just the old directories,
Right.
city directories.
Right. I left them there.
Oh,
For the
cool.
most part.
Earl Games, he lived across the street from us
Did he really?
when I was a kid. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Earl Games Construction. Yeah, there's a touch. This is a historical building. It really touches a lot of people's lives.
Absolutely. Have you had people, customers come in and
Oh, yeah.
and relate that to you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All kinds of stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a story. At one point, somebody said there was a forklift upstairs, and it actually fell through the floor. The floor broke.
A fork.
And I believe it because
Yeah.
when I moved in here, half the floor was missing up there. Yeah.
There you go.
So-
That would explain it. And I really appreciate your time today.
Yeah.
This is a fabulous building. You've done
Yeah.
great things with it. And if you haven't been into Forever Yours, come check out the crazy cool furniture they have down here. I have several pieces from in my own home from Forever Yours. So thanks again.
All right. Thank you very much.
Cool.
And thanks, Scott, for filming.
Thanks, Ed.
All right. This is the original final resting place of Patrick Flanigan here at the University of Nevada, Reno. At UNR, yes, the property here at this corner of Virginia and College was back in the day a large boneyard called the St. Thomas Cemetery. And the original burial, or the first burial here was recorded in 1879. Over the years, the city and the university grew up around it, and there was no way for the cemetery to expand. So in 1963, it was decided to close it. The Catholic diocese had another cemetery up the road, Our Lady of Sorrows, and most of the people buried back there were exhumed and reinterred at Our Mother of Sorrows. And only those that had remaining family that were able and willing to pony up for new markers got them. And Patrick Flanigan was one of those people. And when I say most of the bodies were reinterred, as late as 2011, when construction was being done on that lot back there, bodies were found, I believe 6 of them. So I think we can pretty confidently assume that the effort to relocate all of those people was not 100% complete. Meaning, so here is today's final resting place of Patrick L. Flanigan here at Our Mother of Sorrows Cemetery in a section called Old St. Thomas, so we know that's where he came from. This cemetery claims to be the only complete Catholic cemetery in the state of Nevada. And Mr. Flanigan would have been moved here in 1963, and judging from his marker, it looks like he was involved with the Knights of Columbus. And the way this marker is worded, I think it's actually possible that the Knights of Columbus actually paid for his marker. All right, thank you very much for hanging out with me on this episode of the Reno You Know. I hope you learned something new about the Flanigan Warehouse building and 4th Street and a little more Reno history that you might not have been aware of. I learn something myself every time I do one of these. Patrick Flanigan was an immigrant from Ireland, and I thought it'd be fitting to close out this episode at one of Reno's many Irish pubs. And we are here today at Shanty Dolans at the corner of 2nd Street and Keystone. And this was redone a number of years ago, and it's a really sweet place to come have a craft beer. And as I understand it, the owner of this business is the nephew of Tom Dolan. I don't know if you can see old Tom in the back. Tom was a pillar of our community, owned one of our car dealerships here, but he's very philanthropic in the community. So he passed away recently. We were all sad to see him go. But we are enjoying, this beer today is a Russian River STS Pilsner from Russian River Brewing in Santa Rosa. And the gentleman tending the bar here says that once this Pilsner is run dry, that they have a keg of Pliny the Elder from Russian River to put in its place. So y'all need to come down here to Shanty Dolans and enjoy some Pilsner so we can get that Pliny the Elder keg online so I can have some of that. That's one of my favorites. That is all I have for you today. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Please click that little like button on the way out. And as Harold S. Smith Sr. of Harold's Club always said, I'm with you. Cheers.